What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So I'm over here in the race car trailer. It's Thursday night. Went to go crank this thing up, got a new fuel pump on, and did a little squirt. Since I don't have a good start tune, did a little squirt of brake clean like normal. Hit the starter button. It said shaboom! Great big backfire, like big backfire. It's happened occasionally, but not a ton. Usually that happens when you have non-flammable brake clean, or you have too much brake clean in it. There's too much fuel, it won't crank. So it did a big backfire. I hit the starter button again, and it said nick, and it locked up, and it was solid. Decided I was gonna pull all the spark plugs out. Pulled the spark plugs out. Spark plugs didn't look terrible, but I had some methanol and water in the middle two holes on both sides. Small block Chevrolets, you know, they're kind of prone to leak right there. Sometimes I get a head gasket, but we did not crank it after the last pass. We don't know if possibly, I don't know what happened, but it wouldn't crank. So anyway, put new plugs in it. Went to go hit the start button. Then I noticed on my display, nothing was coming up. No oil pressure, no anything, no TPS, nothing at all. So I just got back over here, went home, talked to my buddy Shannon, and he was like, dude, he's like, maybe it wiped the file. Maybe there's no file in the global file anymore. And I mean, I was like, well, that's what it's kind of behaving like. So let me show you what happened. Watch this. Download from ECU. TPS must be auto set, but there's nothing. There's nothing here at all. That just lost the entire tune. So what I'm gonna do, I've got some saved tunes in here. So I'm gonna go to the saved tune here, open global file. Got some bass tunes here. This is the one we were using at Rockingham. So it's like it's a clean slate. And when I was doing some research here, look, nothing. It completely wiped it. Hopefully it's okay. I was doing some research and on some Holly forums, and 100%, it seems like if you have a very low voltage happen, then while it's cranking, then sometimes it'll wipe the tune. And so, like, for real. So that maybe, hopefully that's what happened. So let's do a TPS auto set real fast, just to see. Okay, so go over here. I like to always do it in the car here at the throttle body, not by the brake or the throttle pedal. And I was turning it over, and my cam sync was working fine, and everything seemed to be fine, but it just wouldn't do nothing. Which, if it didn't have any tune at all, that would make sense. TPS was successful. Okay, so cycle the ignition because we have to do that. Okay, look, now I've got some stuff on here. There was nothing on there earlier. It was all zeros, and nothing worked. None of the TPS or anything. Oh. Man, I thought I had burnt my Holly up. I didn't know. I thought it broke a rod. It did chip a tooth on the, it 100% chipped a tooth on the, let's see if the TPS is working. All right, it's working. Okay. It 100% chipped a tooth when it backfired. Turning it over, I think the motor's okay. Hopefully it didn't knock a bearing out of a rod bearing, because it was a very hard backfire. And as I assume what happened, I don't know what happened. It got water and methanol into cylinders, in both of these two middle ones and on the other side. And then when it tried to fire up with the brake clean, it was not a happy camper at all. And these are the plugs that I just put new plugs in. The plugs don't look terrible. They're a little hotter than I like, so I'm gonna probably fatten it up just a tad. I mean, they're not, a lot of y'all, I mean, it's hard to read that, but you know, they've been in there for a while. So there's the other ones over there on that side. Those are number 10s. And you see the heat kind of going down into thread a little bit. So we're probably a little too much timing, or a little bit lean for that, in my opinion. I can't really see the timing mark on it. All the straps are still there. Okay, so I guess man, I'm scared though. We need to fire it up, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm definitely a little nervous over here with this exhaust right there. So I'm not going to shoot it with brake clean. We're just gonna try to fire it up. Let's put this in here. I'm gonna go to the other side of the car in this, so I'm in the normal position so that if it backfires again, I'm not gonna get a fireball to the face. Okay, so let's try it. See, maybe I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the ignition off. I'm gonna turn it over just to make sure that it is not hydraulic again. Okay, you can hear the missing tooth on the flex plate. Okay, come on. Okay, guys, well, y'all have no idea how good that makes me feel. Wow, wow, wow. That was very scary. We got a couple problems now. We're not racing this weekend. Dig or die next weekend. So I need to order another flex plate. So we got to put the flex plate on it. And while we're putting the flex plate in, it may as well go ahead and change the stator. Yeah. Okay. Well, it starts and runs right now. I'll probably pay it a visit tomorrow night and still just make sure it starts. I think what I am going to start doing is on cold starts, I'm not going to just spray it with brake clean initially, just in case it does that again. That's the first time that's ever happened. But if I would have known, if the ignition would have been off, and it had water or methanol in the cylinder, it wouldn't have been that big a deal, because it would have just said dunk, and then I would have pulled plugs out of it, got the water out of it, and then cranked it. It's possible we just got leaking copper head gaskets. I mean, we have been leaning on the motor pretty hard. I've had a pretty lean air fuel ratio, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna fatten it back up a little bit, and yeah, okay. All right, so I just got over here. Next day, gonna try to see if this thing will roll over. Ignition is not on. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear that. The flex plate definitely has a bad spot in it. Let's try to crank up the ignition. No methanol or water in the holes, so that's good. Success. Okay, that's all I was trying to do. That was no brake clean. It takes a little while to start over. You hear the flex plate for sure. So I got that thing ordered up. It should be here Saturday, so probably Monday or Tuesday we'll get that on. I think the motor's okay, I think.